national issues that concern Nigeria and also that of Ogun State can be heard on the Periscope. The Periscope on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio with the host Fisayomi Ajibola every weekdays, Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. You won't want to miss it.
Good morning to you once again, the 16th day in the month of May 2023, and welcome to Periscope on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. You know, on Periscope, we bring to you the front burner, topical issues, interactive discussions, and of course, different issues that it is discussable, if there's any word like that. All right, welcome once again to Periscope. And one of the trending issue, one of the front burner issue, one of the stories that you will find everywhere, either in the newspapers, on radio, and television, that is definitely trending, is what we'll be discussing this beautiful morning on Periscope on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. My name is MODUPE. AKINYOSOYE. Welcome to Periscope. And of course, don't forget, you can like, comment, share. You can drop your comment under the video, under the program, and of course, share your thoughts, your questions, and whatever you have concerning discussion this beautiful morning. What are we discussing today? All right, quite a number of people definitely, tend to associate themselves with extraordinary things. And one of the extraordinary actions and results from out of actions is what we'll be discussing this morning. And that was last week Thursday. From last week Thursday, we had a very extraordinary action being taken by a Nigerian on cooking. Yes, that's sounding very, very interesting, right? Yes, it's a very interesting one to also talk about. All right, Nigerian chef Hilda Effiong Basi has now become a national sensation after cooking non-stop for 100 hours. In an attempt to set a world record 2 years after emerging as the winner of the 2021 regional cooking competition, Jollof Face Off. The chef, known on social media as Hilda Basi, started cooking on Thursday, that was last week, and continue until Monday, that was yesterday, creating more than 55 recipes and over 100 meals designed to showcase the best of Nigerian cuisine in the marathon kitchen session. The record to beat, 87 hours and 45 minutes was set in 2019 by Indian chef Lata Tandon, who posted a message of support to Basi during her attempt to beat this earlier record that was set by the Indian chef Lata London. But for those that have been following the cookathon, so to say, the marathon cooking from Thursday till Monday, yesterday, which she initially was supposed to break the record of 96 hours, but she extended the hours to 100 hours, and she was able to have a cookathon successful, breaking Guinness World Record of 100 hours cooking by an individual. Although the Guinness World Record Committee still has to confirm, they have to review, confirm that all their criteria have been met and whether Basi will become the record holder. But regardless of this, definitely She has taken a fantastic and a huge step, of which not to mention all Nigerians, but I want to be sure that all Nigerians are in support of and are proud of that a Nigerian could break this record. Of course, this interesting story, so to say, or topic is what we'll be discussing this beautiful morning. You asked me what angle, okay? I will be looking at different sides to the story. Okay, from the comment, of course, with this kind of action being taken by Hilda Bassi, we've gotten different reactions, actions, analysts have analyzed, and different people have actually talked about this wonderful action, and of which one of them was talking about government intervention, Hilda Bassi be rewarded, and now Nigerians react to this kind of extraordinary actions. But a whole lot of this. What question? Another question is, what is the relevance to global recognition? Okay, and according to Bassi, she also mentioned that she's doing this also. She mentioned that the training, or so to say, was to have the record or having Nigerian food on the world's map, so to say. A lot of areas we are going to be looking at this morning, and I won't be doing this alone. I have my guest will be joining me via phone conversation, and we'll be discussing all sides to this story. Hilda Bassi breaking the Guinness World Record of 100 hours cookathon by an individual. I'll be back with my guests on this issue, and of course we'll kickstart and we'll give you a different side to the story this beautiful morning on Periscope on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. So I want you to just stay right there. We'll be back.
gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó pàgbàmù ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zayana. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, let's máa rojúlówó turkey wears, clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ tó ń kawá, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbà fẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe kámi èmi ni ó rà èmi ni ó mú gbogbo ẹ̀yin mú lẹ́sìn ìgbọ́n pa fashion tẹ wá nílò jàlábíà hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi House of Zayana lẹ́ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 ọlọ́run ṣògo road ajá Saint Redeemed Church ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta lórí Instagram House of Zayana 081656818 House of Zayana ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó ti nǹkan aṣaralóge ti ń gbéni níyì.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case. At Tausa, we have in-depth details on how to successfully, without your visa, to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Eureka, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Taustaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada with twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Taustaf Central Mall, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abil. 802-733-0900 or 0878-4060. Stop wasting my talk to Taustaf Travels and
Thank you so much for joining us, Periscope on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. And in case you're just joining us, we said we'll be discussing the very most trending issue in the country, and of course even outside the country, I presume, right about now, and of which the world record that was set by a Nigerian, Hilda Bassi, of which she started the cooking, 4 days cooking, from last week Thursday to that's 11th of May till Monday yesterday, and of course breaking the Guinness World Record of 100 hours of cooking by an individual. And earlier I mentioned that my guest will be joining me via the phone conversation this morning, and of course trying to get through to him, and of course we'll kickstart the conversation this beautiful morning in person of Zadok Akintoye. Is the pioneer of what is democracy. He'll be joining me via the phone conversation, and of course we'll be having this together with him, talking about the world record. What significance does these actually have in the Nigerian history? All right, we have over the phone Zadok Akintoye. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Zadok. Good to have you.
It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, like I earlier mentioned, talking about the world breaker, the Nigerian that broke the record, which of which the story and the record breaking is actually trending on all social media platforms, newspapers and TV, radio, and of course outside the country. Okay, let's start this way. I'm sure that you are aware of this, and I'm sure you also have been following the trend of this cookatin, so to say. So I would start with this, Zadok. What is your general point of view of this record-breaking action by this young lady, Hilda Bassi?
Thank you. I think it's a great thing that Nigerians are moving outside their normal cocoon to exploit the opportunities that are available in the international community. And in this case, setting world records like she has done, setting the record for the longest duration of an individual cooking for anybody. And so it's commendable. Congratulations to Hilda Bassi. Congratulations to Nigerians. But beyond that, I think that there's a need for Nigerians to understand what these records are, so that we can move ahead together as a country, rather than expecting beyond what the award offers. Yeah.
All right. Definitely, this things like this definitely get several reactions And one of the reactions is the government's intervention in things like this. While some are of the opinion that Udabasi should be rewarded and awarded, and others share the sentiment that the government don't have business meddling in stuff like this. What is your take on that?
For me, I think that the arguments are neither here nor there, and I would attempt to explain it. For instance, the Guinness records are honorary records of individuals who have done an action or an act that is then put in record that no other person has been able to achieve that. What she's done basically is to prove that there was a woman that had the record ahead, and Hilda has broken that record, and proven that the person who's done that feat is a Nigerian. Beyond that, there's beyond the honorarium, there's really not expected to be any benefit, because there are so many record breakers in Nigeria. I'm aware of individuals like the young man in Ondo State who broke the record for skipping on one leg. He owns the Guinness records. There's also a young man that has about 7 records broken already. So it's honorarium. It's honorary. Sorry, it's an award to the individual. But because it has also, brought the name of Nigeria to the forefront of conversation, people think that Nigerian government should reward her. On a personal note, I don't think we need to create this culture where every time somebody does a feat for the country, such an individual must automatically be rewarded with money. I think it was Martin Luther King that said that you should not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I think the culture Nigerians have largely grown up with, any gate man that does his job, any driver that does his job, any young child that is sent on an errand has this entitlement mentality. Once I do something, automatically there must be financial reward. It's something that government should avoid entirely. The Guinness record, fantastic record broken. Congratulations to the woman. It's more a personal feat. The secondary benefit is that it's a Nigerian that has done it. But she did something that is fantastic, which is that she was able to carry along corporate organizations in that feat, who now have a reason to reward her for having, gathered attention to herself doing that, having also achieved a feat such as that. I think that should be enough. But the call by Nigerians that everybody should, start giving, it's not sustainable long term. It's not sustainable long term. For instance, the records in the Guinness archive are so many and so varied. You can have a record for the longest spit. That means the individual that can spit the farthest distance. There are records for individuals that can take the highest number of slaps. There are individuals that, have the longest nose in the world, the longest hairs, the largest eye, and like that. So it's a record that just shows uniqueness. It's not a record that brings automatically any economic benefit to the country. And so situated where it truly belongs.
Okay, because I was still even going to go there, talking about economic benefits. So you're saying that even in all of this, there are no economic benefits these can actually bring to Nigeria?
No, not necessarily. I don't think the award comes with any financial benefit from the Guinness Record Organization. I also don't think that it necessarily means that every Nigerian that goes to the embassy will be honored because of that. It doesn't. The fact that a Nigerian has achieved this feat does not automatically mean that it brings a favorable record to Nigeria. What we should begin to look at are those things that brings direct impact on how Nigeria is viewed internationally. For instance, if we are doing acts that are showing integrity as a system, integrity as a people. For instance, when a Nigerian has the opportunity to steal money and doesn't do it, they should be rewarded for that, because when that is broadcast to the international community, it gives hope that, look, there are Nigerians that are not doing wrong. There are Nigerians that have a high level of integrity. And we should bring this culture of integrity as a nation. That's what we should be rewarding. But for every time a Nigerian does something exceptional, we expect, and every Nigerian expects that they should be giving money. I totally disagree with that. We should begin to set a culture of doing things for Nigeria, bringing things to Nigeria. For instance, if I travel abroad and I live there, I become an ambassador of Nigeria. Though I may not be officially appointed to be an ambassador, but every Nigerian outside the shore of Nigeria, is an ambassador. And so when they do something wrong there, outside of the country, that brings shame to the country, we should punish them. When they also do things outside of Nigeria that brings honor to the country, we should reward them. Because that affects how Nigeria is viewed internationally. But to say that, okay, we've cooked the sweetest jollof rice does not necessarily mean that it will bring honor to every other Nigerian that is not connected to us. I commend the young lady. Fantastic fish she's done. And I also commend her intelligence in using media to promote what she has done, getting corporate organizations who are now rewarding her. Fantastic. Corporate organizations that want to latch onto what she has done for their corporate benefit should reward her, give her endorsements, give her things. But government, I don't think, beyond probably giving her an award, and for every other person that has done the same feat for Nigeria in the Guinness records, give them an award, acknowledge what they have done. Let them have that special status in the Nigerian country that these are the individuals that have done this. But to start giving everybody money, there are more than 10,000 different categories in the Guinness records. If Nigerians latch onto that because they want government to reward them with money, can we sustain it? So for me, I don't think it's long-term sustainable. We should keep focusing on doing those things that makes, like the Nigerian embassies abroad, some of them have become cesspools of corruption. Let's start reviewing those embassies, make them work, make Nigerians abroad have positive image of our country. These are the things we should be promoting, not necessarily giving people money because they've done something. No.
In the light of that, and for the purpose of emphasis, because according to an interview she granted to the CNN, she said she was motivated to attempt the record because she wants to put Nigerian food on the map. And of course, somebody would ask, of what significance is this going to be in as global recognition? But for emphasis purpose, of what significance really? Like you've mentioned, you said, of course, talking about how Nigerians are seen, or these things, tend to portray in a positive light how Nigerians are seen outside, Nigeria, so to say. But just wanted to emphasize on that, the significance of, the recognition, global recognition from this action.
Yeah, beyond the honor and the record that it's a Nigerian that owns that record, I don't see any immediate economic benefit outside of Nigerians or systems in Nigeria being able to exploit it. For instance, the tourism sector can look at taking advantage of using our record to promote our culinary activities and offerings to the international community. That automatically brings benefit to her because she's the record owner. You understand? We can look at exploiting what she has done to give some level of support and opportunities for industries along what she has, the line of what she has achieved. But we should stop asking government, instituted government, to reward people financially. And I'm concerned about the finances. Right now, our economy has been so devalued that the cost of doing projects in this country now has increased by about 400% since the year 2015. And so, which means that government is not able to deliver good quality roads, good quality infrastructure anymore. And we are not earning enough.
Sorry to interject you, Zadok. Are you emphasizing that because Nigeria is in that dilemma, so to say, or you get what I mean?
Yes, I do. I'm emphasizing that not necessarily because Nigeria is in this financial dilemma, but because it's a long-term unsustainable culture.
Okay.
Let me give you an instance. What if by this feat that this young lady has achieved and others have also achieved, you have 5,000 Nigerians deciding to break every record in the Guinness archives? Every record. People can break records as silly as spitting the farthest distance. So if we have 5,000 Nigerians breaking records within the next 1 year, that means that one person, You would have to do it for others. And so can we sustain that long term? There are cultures that we have now made the norm that are not to have been started in the first place. But now we have started it, everybody expects that it must be done. And that's where I draw concern from. We should try.
Hello? Hello, Zadok.
I'm with you.
Okay. You can go.
Like I said, I don't think it's long-term sustainable for us to reward everybody that breaks a record, except in cases where those individuals have done things in the international community that helps to reduce the level of disrespect that we have as Nigerians in the international community. Those ones have direct, immediate benefit to every Nigerian that is either connected or not connected with that individual. We should look for Nigerians abroad that are doing things and reward them. Let them know that their country is in support of them, rather than asking that we should start spending money on everybody that breaks.
All right, and then the next question would now be, how do we then correct that fact? Because you've been emphasizing the fact that the mentality, that Nigeria, the entitlement mentality, so to say, especially from the government, not even at this time where we are in a financial dilemma. How do we correct the narrative?
It's going to be difficult because it's something that has become a culture. And most of us were taught at home. And I give an instance. When we were younger, your parents send you on an errand, or a neighbor sent you on an errand. When you come back, they'll tell you to keep the change. And so as you grow older, you begin to believe that every time you run an errand for others, you must be rewarded. And that is what has become the culture of the general majority of Nigerians. You believe that every time you run an errand, there must be a reward. You believe that when you do an act for government, even when you are paid a salary, there must be some level of reward coming back to you. And that has become who we are. To stop this, we must begin to reverse that by communicating and educating citizens. Do for Nigeria what you know will be of benefit, not necessarily to you, but to all Nigerians. When Nigerians get to the American embassy, for instance, they are related based on the corruption toga upon the country. Let Nigerians stop doing corruption back at home. Let Nigerians stop, emphasizing getting wealth by easy means. Let Nigerians stop cheating people. Let Nigerians stop this culture. When you want to sell a product, you have to mark it up by maybe 100%, hoping that the other person will not come to the market price of one thing so that you can make a profit. In the US, if a product is $1, it is $1. It's not about you coming to haggle or argue the price. If something is to be sold at XYZ, they mark it as XYZ. It doesn't matter. If you're not going to buy, you don't buy. We need to begin to educate our people and bring that into the psyche of Nigerians, so that we have an environment where people are not prospering or predicting that prosperity comes through cheating. That will rather help our country.
Of which definitely you are doing now, educating the people to know what it is and what it is not. Okay, some people actually also reacted to the presence, the support of politicians, so to say, government players, political players, so to say. And of course, the governor of Lagos State also had a surprise visit to the venue, in support of the lady, and getting contrary reactions to that, because I've heard somebody saying that, analyst, so to say, saying that shouldn't have been, as a person in government, you shouldn't even have gone to the place in the first place. And why others are, commending, political players for the support and all that. Of course, even on Twitter, we could see the tweet of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, tweeting in support, to congratulate and all that. So what's your take on that? Is it out of place for government officials, to show their support, so to say, to what happened in Lagos?
It's not out of place for government officials to align with or be there to encourage the individual, particularly when it's happening in their state. For instance, this event happened in Lagos.
Lagos.
For the political benefit, you'll find the governor of Lagos State, identifying that event to support her and all. Nigerians acknowledge her for what she's done. Thank her for bringing at least attention to the country, and all. But as to the motive behind why people are doing that, I can't see. She has created a good product in marketing. She has created a good product, and she has been able to link her capacity to cook to breaking an international record. So everywhere in the world, she's known for having done that feat. How she's able to exploit this going forward to bring economic benefits, not just to herself, but to her immediate environment, will be left to be seen. But I think that the lady is commendable in that she was able to use the tools in marketing adequately and effectively. As to morals and all, it's not our business to judge her, because I've seen several pictures flying around of her in different outfits, and that's okay. That's her personal life. You understand? She may not be an ambassador for morally inclined products. She may not, for instance, she may not be an ambassador for a church or for a product that leads towards religion and all. But she's an ambassador for what she knows how to do. And so products aligned with our product offering, our capacity, our achievements would line up with that. And if government feels that they want to line up with her for what she's done, it's okay. But what I think that we shouldn't begin to set a precedent in is rewarding everybody that does something like this with finances. It's not long term. Sometimes you find government giving them houses, deciding that because you've done this, they will give you a house, we give you a car. And then when the next person does it, you're unable to do that. And then it seems as if government is unfair, and it casts government in bad light. If we can't sustain it long term, we shouldn't do it. Privately, you can give donations to individuals, but to give it on behalf of government to recognize that, you automatically have an obligation to give it to every single person that does the same thing after. And we can't sustain that.
All right. Thank you so much. Of course, in every conversation or in every situation, we'll always look for lessons being learned. And I will want us to tilt that towards that. In an interview, according to her, in an interview before the marathon or the cookathon, she mentioned that she had been training for 5 years. And I could also verify that from videos online. She even had a physical training, had to visit the gym countless of time and had some exercises done. Even I think gym instructor also talked. I also was interviewed, and I saw videos and all that, showing the fact that she has put a whole lot of work before doing this. What message does this send to our present youth nowadays? You see youth, they want to achieve this, they want to achieve that, but they don't want to put that work done. Because when I saw the videos of how she even invented the notion or the intention, so to say, to break this, it has even been from our childhood while growing up. So what message does this send to our present youth, our youth of today, of determination, of hard work, so to say? Hello, Zadok.
Oh. Hello.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I am with you.
Did you get the question?
Yes, I got the question.
Okay.
Yeah. The beauty of what she's done is that she has provided multiple opportunities for us to create any kind of narrative for what she's done. There are moral lessons to be learned from hard work, perseverance, preparation, proper planning, adequate execution of projects, and all. But what she's done is that she's given virtually everybody an opportunity to latch onto a story and create a story that helps to serve their benefit. The churches can have, religious institutions can have stories to say of what she's done, different aspects of it. She now has opportunity, for instance, to be the ambassador of several items. And that is what I think that young Nigerians should take away. When you achieve a feat, you automatically become an investable entity. And now Hilda has made herself investable. She has done the hard work required. She has executed the product of that hard work appropriately, fantastically well. Now she has the opportunity of being ambassadors for maybe gym exercise equipment. She has the opportunity of being a public speaker. She can teach you a story of what she's done, how she went about it, what she did, what she had to do, what she went through. She can be a representative for anything, virtually anything, And so that's why I want to tell Nigerian young people, youths in Nigeria, endeavor to make yourself an icon that is investable. Do something that companies, individuals, government can recognize you for. Don't do negative things. For instance, there is no way anybody that is into advanced fee fraud or 419 will be an ambassador of any product. You are going to, any negative thing you are doing to meet your needs, you are going to be doing it in secret. You can never become an ambassador of anything positive. So if you want to be an ambassador of positive things, for instance, what Hilda Bassi has done now, I don't want to put a limit to what she's able to earn from this. She can be an ambassador. She's now a face for a positive thing. And that's what young Nigerians should be looking at. Making yourself a face for positive things, using your conversation to set positive examples, using your actions to set enviable examples that people will think or believe they would like to invest in. And I think also for corporate organizations, I think we should also try, though the general majority of citizens lean these days towards immoral things, we should also try to make or create story from the morality of what Hilda has done. We should stop focusing on those things that some will consider as being bad, almost nude pictures, and amazingly, those pictures were taken when she was in a bikini. You won't expect her to wear an agbada if she's going to the swimming pool. All those things are there, but for her, she must be able to create positive stories out of what she started, so that at the end of the day, she can be a true ambassador for positive things in Nigeria.
All right. Another issue that was actually raised was talking about corporate organizations, especially sponsors, so to say, that could, at least make a change, so to say, or promote business, so to say. I could notice that there were really no corporate organizations or brands, sponsors that were promoted during the 100 hours, and I'm sure that our team, Hilda and our team, would have gone to different brands, different, that of course that are relating to what she wants to do, to support in whatsoever way and all that. But somebody made me understand the light of that. Maybe they didn't believe her that she could pull off that kind of action, or they didn't have that initial,
yeah, that's understandable.
Okay,
it's understandable. You don't invest in prospective successes. You invest in evidenced successes. Prior to when Hilda Bassi went into this contest to do this, she was nobody as far as the major Nigerian public was concerned. But everybody is talking about her because she has achieved it. And I think that's a lesson we need to learn. People don't invest in prospects. People invest in successes. And so that should be taken in the positive light. When she was asking for corporate sponsors, and let me say that the food she cooked and the equipment she used that day was provided by those who believed that this could be achievable. Now, we can't blame the corporate organizations that didn't support entirely, because it's difficult when you want to market a destination you've not gone before. People need to be able to, know that the eventual end of this thing would have been a success. For instance, if she had done it and she had not achieved it, most corporate organizations tied with that feat will most likely have a job to do to create information or conversation around her failure to serve their positive. Now they have less work to do because she has succeeded. It's easy to write the story now that she's a success. And I'm telling you, if she goes back to those organizations that didn't support her initially now, she's going to go back on the table with them at the better point of argument. You know, they are not going to view her the way she was viewed before she got this opportunity. So I think that it's more the environment, and not just Nigeria, all over the world. People don't invest in prospects. People don't invest in potential. Except you are able to sell the idea that your potential activity or your potential product is going to hit the market. You don't expect people to invest in it. But when you have become a success, they may invest more than they ordinarily would have invested in you, in your successes. And so for the young lady, she planned well, she prepared herself, she did all the work that was required. And then not only did she achieve the feat, and I think that's a conversation we are not mentioning, she surpassed it by several hours.
Yes.
She surpassed it and made it such that whichever is going to have to contend or seek to get that record from her must be able to surpass what she has done. And for the other person that the record was taken from, that individual probably could not go beyond the number of hours she went into. But Hilda, studying her very well, knew that she needed to do more. So she prepared herself physically, she prepared herself mentally, she achieved a timeline and then surpassed it by several hours to make it difficult for any other person willing to challenge her to have an easy run. And that is what we should commend about her. Those are things that people will now write stories in marketing. We will write stories about those things. Based on how well you are able to write, you can write good stories about different parts of what she's done. And that's the opportunity that we must exploit for economic benefits for those companies that are willing to align with her and for her as an individual.
All right, before you give us your advice, I quickly want you to talk about parenting aspect of that. You know, I listened to the mother, and of course, and according to a report that I saw online, though, well, not being able to verify that, but I saw the reports that she is also a great chef, so to say. So definitely she, you know, has been watching her grow, supporting her, you know, to make her achieve whatever she wants to achieve. And then I don't know if you have any take on parenting, though nothing was mentioned about the father though, but we're able to see the mother and the way the mother supported, the way the mother, you know, trained her, so to say, in support of whatever thing she wanted to achieve. What's your view on that?
Basically, that was a long conversation I was having with my wife just before we came on. I think that the value of what Hilda Bassi achieved today cannot be taken away from the preparation she had with her mom. Because her mom is a cook, so the basic requirement, the basic training, Hilda got it for free. She's been helping her mom. I heard she has a kitchen herself where she cooks. And so she has over time been preparing for this day. She has only come to showcase all that she's been given by our parents, the preparation growing up. She's just come to showcase what that has achieved for her in this competition. Without the basic foundations being built by the kind of parents she had, she won't be here. Another thing you should note is that Hilda, though she's done a lot, the evidence is available that she was in exercises, preparing for this, she goes to the gym and all. She didn't decide to do something outside her strong points. She took this competition from where she has an advantage. And that's something that Nigerian youth should learn. The parenting that has given her this opportunity, the fact that she has parents that were there with her, that are trained her to be a cook, parents who had, as a hobby, given her the potential for her to be whoever she wants to be in the future. That is very important. And she has taken that value and then made it a global value for herself now. It talks a lot about parenting. Parents should be in the lives of their children. Parents should spend time to raise their children. These days, where we, we just commit our children to the school system to create a success for you in the future. It's not a workable system. Parents are expected to teach their children the trade that the children eventually end up taking. No longer do parents teach their children. No longer do parents mentor their children. Parents, because most of us are employed, you can't take your child to the office. He's not learning a skill from you. He's not learning a trade from you. So you find most times the children, at the end of the day, they end up being public servants or employees. But look at Hilda. There's no record saying that she's looked for employment anywhere. She's making a mark in the global stage. She's becoming a success in what she's doing. And now the world has acknowledged that she's existing. And that's a fantastic lesson line to teach our children from.
Fantastic. And I would want just shortly your fantastic advice to everyone out there on this achievement by Hilda Bassi.
Hilda is 1 out of 200 plus million Nigerians. What Hilda Bassi has done can be done by the next 100 million Nigerians. Let's look for opportunities. Particularly, let's begin to take advantage of global opportunities like the Guinness records. There's so much that we can all have records on in the Guinness record. There are Nigerians who have hair. There are Nigerians who can twitch their hair, twitch their noses. The Guinness record is such that anything goes. As long as you can prove that nobody else has done it, anything goes. So let's look for unique things that we can do, and let's begin to flood the record and get those records for Nigeria. At least if Nigeria has the highest number of Guinness World Record holders, that then becomes an award for Nigeria too. It also then indicates that Nigeria has fantastic diversity and great set of people in it. So there's so much to learn from this, and I do hope that the advantages we would all learn and take away from and begin to exploit.
Thank you so much, Zadok Akintoye, for this moment this morning. Really appreciate.
Thank you for having me. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. And of course, that will be the size of the package, talking about the record breaking of 100 hours cookathon by an individual in person of Hilda Bassi. And of course, part of the comments that I also saw was the fact that now she has opened the door for different sectors, different people from different sectors to come up with something from different organizations. Maybe we'll see a banker wants to count money for maybe 4 days or 5 days. So let's just watch out. And like our guest said, that just keep breaking the record. Well, let's watch and see. And we've learned one or two things from what Hilda Bassi had done from Thursday till Monday, cooking for 100 hours. A lot of message to actually grab from there. That will be all on Periscope this beautiful morning, the 16th day, the month of May 2023. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you comment, and of course we would appreciate all your efforts for supporting us right here on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I remain MODUPE AKINYOSOYE. Make sure that you keep the good work going. Good morning.